Afternoon, running Bulldogs. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying healthy. It's an absolutely beautiful spring day here in Boiling Springs. We hate not having you on campus. Things are pretty quiet. It's really quiet. Most of our faculty and staff are at home working remotely, and the overwhelming number of our students are also at home working on their computers, or they're supposed to be. But guess what? We have a handful of students still living on campus, still accessing their dorms, still accessing their apartments, still eating in the cafeteria, doing their studies in the library, hanging out in Tucker Student Center, still enjoying the geese around Lake Hollyfield. And so today, I'm really pleased that we can continue our campus conversations with an actual real-life student who's still here at Gardner-Webb. We're trying to maintain a strong sense of community during these strange times. And today I'm joined on Zoom by Blake Elizalde. And Blake is a freshman. He's riding out the storm here with us in his dorm on campus.
Hey, Dr. Downs, how are you doing? How's the family?
Doing fine, doing fine. So Blake, tell us a little bit about yourself and how your first year at Gardner-Webb was going.
Okay, so I'm involved in SGA, Student Government Association. I am actually the freshman class president. Freshman year was going great, and it's still going great, even though it's kind of transitioned into an online format. Staying connected with the friends that I made, staying connected with all my professors, and just trying to get the best out of my experience here for my first year.
Well, tell us, how did you walk through that and make that call to stay at Gardner-Webb?
Right. So I was actually on the beach laying out when I found out about—
Somebody had to be, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The transition for online. And I was like, oh, shoot, man, I really wanted to, finish out my first year here. And I think on the way back to my house, I was thinking about, campus would be quiet without anyone here. And so I figured I could get a lot of things done just away from the distractions at home. I have a lot of younger kids at home that would kind of be super loud and that kind of thing. So I just figured that I could stay here and get a lot of work done. And the internet connection at my house isn't really the best. And so I figured that I could just come here and get more things done.
And how are you going about trying to keep your social distance as we're all told to do?
Right. So campus is really quiet. Not a lot of people here. I think there's only like 3 people in my entire dorm. So that's different. I usually go walk to the caf or walk to Tucker, and really no one's out. Usually I see people around behind Tucker around the lake. And so you're walking around the lake and you're about to meet paths with someone, and they start spreading out. But it's nothing like harsh or anything. They're smiling and everything, but we're just remembering to keep that distance between us.
The Gardner-Webb faculty and staff, have they done different things or gone to any extra effort that you can observe to keep you safe and healthy?
Yes. So I know a lot of the professors have actually gone home and are working from home at the moment, which I think is the right thing to do, just to decrease the risk of exposing themselves or exposing others. And I know that the people in the cafeteria, their dining service workers, are working extremely hard to kind of keep safety in mind. Everything in the cafeteria is now given to you, so it's no longer self-serve, which I think is really nice, just to avoid contamination and things like that. There's actual lines on the ground that kind of remind you to keep your distance from people if there's multiple people in the cafeteria, which I think is helpful. A lot more hand sanitizing stations. I think the dining is doing a great job prioritizing our safety. So
what are your observations about the transition to the online platform? What do you major in? What kind of courses are you taking?
I think one of the things that I really loved about Gardner-Webb and why I chose this school was just that interaction in that small classroom environment, which now we aren't really getting necessarily, but I think that it's going good still. I'm a political science major, and so I'm taking a lot of law classes and a lot of political theory. I'm taking the politics of happiness and constitutional law right now, and all my classes, we have group chats, and we're just checking in on each other and making sure that we're kind of all on the same page and just helping each other kind of get through this.
So as I too was long ago a political science major, I recall in the physical classroom, there was a lot of debate, a lot of argument, a lot of good times. Are you able to debate and argue and challenge your peers and challenge your professor using online platforms?
I think so. You still can do that. On Zoom, you're given the option whether you want to show your face or if you want to mute your mic, but you still have that option to unmute yourself and ask a question. Or if someone does that and you disagree, you can just ask them to clarify or kind of just state your opinion too and just have a nice discussion. So
How are you making sure that you're taking the best care of yourself?
So every morning I wake up, go on a 3-mile run or a half a mile or 1.5-mile run, and just to get my daily dose of exercise. And then I go on a 4-mile walk at the end of in the evening, so I can watch the sunset and just kind of enjoy that outside time away from my dorm, which is really nice. I've been playing the cajon, actually, which is the box drum. So I've kind of taught myself how to do that. I've actually been playing with Micah Martin, who's in the Career Center.
And you're going to do that for us now, right?
Not the next one.
Okay.
And then I've been doing a lot more devotional time with one of my friends, Abby Saxton. And so we're reading it and then kind of doing a review at the end of the night. So it's really helpful.
Good. Do you find that the transition to online requires a lot more from you in terms of self-discipline and structuring your time?
I think at first it did, just because I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really sign up for an online class, signed up for that one-on-one experience. But I feel like once you kind of get in the hang of it, then it becomes easier. And once your professors kind of figure out how they want to conduct classes, then it becomes easier on the student. So I just think just keeping up with the assignments that they do is helpful.
Good. So any advice that you would give both to the handful of students who are still on our campus, but then to all your peers as they're trying to make their way to the end of this spring semester?
Mm-hmm. I think that I guess the piece of advice I could give is just keep the faith. We're in uncharted waters, and I think we all have to remember that God's got this. And I think it's difficult to kind of keep that in mind and remember, but it's the truth. And this is just a storm, and it will pass. So.
Good words of confidence and hope. When we're back here in the fall and everybody's here and the campus is vibrant again, what's the one thing that you enjoyed the most back in that fall semester that you're most looking forward to?
I think just the community and spending time with friends. That's really nice, especially in Tucker. There's so much to do there with ping pong, pool, foosball, the gathering, which is there too. But I think what I'm excited most about is just seeing the incoming freshmen come in and just meeting new people, making new friends, and then just seeing what the class of 2020 is going to go out and do. I'm sure it's going to be great. So.
Blake, we appreciate your time today. We'll let you get back to your studies. Do know that we're here for you and for all the other students who are on campus. And if there's anything we can do for you, just holler. So we'll do this again next week, and stay safe and stay healthy. God bless.
Thanks, Dr. Downs.